As your child, you'd want them to spend every penny, but there are other children, obviously, that have gone missing, like Ben Needham and whatever. So I think maybe the 31 police officers, maybe they could sort of tone that down a little bit and have, you know, take some of the police officers off to work on other cases. But it's one of those things, the Madeleine McCann thing, like the Ben Needham as well, that before I die, I want to find out what happened to them. You know, like you think about it all the time. I used to make up stories about Ben Needham to my daughter, like it was the gypsies had taken him, he was away, you know, like living in a caravan, always happy endings. And so, yeah, I think, you know, if it was your child, you'd never want them to stop, would you, until you had, you know, the knock on the door that tells you where your child is, whether she's dead or whether she's living somewhere or whatever, but you'd never want them to stop.
I mean, it's a tricky one, really, because I think in this particular case, I think because when it happened, there was so much criticism of the Portuguese investigation, and that people felt that there were many, many unanswered questions, that it was absolutely right that we put on as many policemen as it took to investigate absolutely every avenue and look at this case with fresh eyes. If, as they are now appear to be suggesting, they've hit a bit of a brick wall now and they don't know where they're going next with it, then I think there is an argument for scaling down, because you go on the missing persons website, there are hundreds of children that are missing. And, you know, there are not the resources there to look for them. So looking at it in a bureaucratic way, why should there be 31 policemen looking for Madeleine McCann and not for all these other children? But I still think it's like today, we've just seen on the news now, Claudia Lawrence, missing, over 10 years now, and they are still looking for her. What they do is, when there's new evidence or a new piece of evidence that comes in, they put police back onto it, they investigate it again. And I think that's what they would do with Madeleine McCann. If somebody came forward with a new piece of evidence that hadn't been looked into before, again, a squad, a team would be put back onto it. So I don't think anybody is ever saying, we're giving up on Madeleine McCann. Nobody ever would, and certainly not her poor parents. But are you going to have 31 police officers sitting in a room going, OK, well, what are we doing now?
But what if they've done so much work and they could actually at some point be closer to doing it if they kept on going? There's so many different questions, you know. It is a hard one, you're right. You're absolutely torn. As parents, you're torn.